Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Virtual Lab series of video blog presentations on various diverse scientific computing topics. As you can see here, the title of today's presentation is on the topic of how density functional theory computational techniques can be employed for the purpose of calculating the optical properties of materials. This presentation is provided by Virtual Lab, the company behind the development of the Materials Square online platform. Materials Square is entirely dedicated to assisting and encouraging researchers from across the world to perform atomistic computational simulations on a wide range of materials science and molecular chemical modeling applications, directly via our integrated powerful cloud computing resources. Being entirely online-based, and executable via any basic web browser interface on any device with internet access, the Materials Square platform makes it possible to execute such complex simulations and calculations without the need to install any complicated scientific code locally on your machine, and without the need to have expensive supercomputing clusters at your immediate disposal. Our supported atomistic simulation functionalities and solutions are mainly based on well-established scientific computational techniques such as density functional theory and classical molecular dynamics, and have a very broad range of useful applications in computational chemistry and materials science R&D, which are thus ideally suited for both industrial and academic users from around the globe. We invite our viewers to please consult our products and services offered via the Materials Square platform by visiting its corresponding website, which is www.matsq.com, as noted also in the video description below. So, let us begin our main scientific presentation of today. Density functional theory, or DFT, is a computational technique used in physics and chemistry to investigate the electronic structure of many-body systems. This quantum mechanical modeling method is used to investigate the ground state of a quantum system. DFT can be used to calculate various properties of materials, including their optical properties. Optical properties refer to a material's response to interaction with electromagnetic radiation, and these properties include absorption, reflectivity, refractivity, and various other phenomena like photoluminescence. There are several ways DFT can be used to calculate optical properties of materials, as will be discussed throughout the remainder of this presentation. One common approach is to calculate the dielectric function of the material. The dielectric function of a material describes its response to an applied electric field. More specifically, it quantifies the degree of polarization that occurs in a material when it is subjected to an electric field. It is a complex quantity, containing both real and imaginary parts, each providing different insights into the material's properties. The real part relates to the dispersion of light, while the imaginary part relates to the absorption. To calculate the dielectric function using density functional theory, DFT, we need to get information about the electronic band structure of the material. Furthermore, DFT can be combined with linear response theory to compute the dynamic polarizability of a system. The dynamic polarizability of a system measures how the electronic cloud of a system deforms in response to an external electromagnetic field. It is a central quantity in linear response theory and provides key insights into a system's optical and dielectric properties. Let us now discuss time-dependent density functional theory, or TDDFT, which is an extension of density functional theory that can be used to calculate the excited states of a system. This allows TDDFT to calculate the optical absorption spectra of a material, which corresponds to the transitions between different electronic states due to the absorption of light. This process can be quite computationally intensive, especially for large systems, and requires the use of sophisticated software packages. The accuracy of the calculated optical absorption spectrum also depends on the quality of the exchange correlation functional used in the calculations, as well as the treatment of effects such as excitonic effects and non-local effects. Now, let's address real-time time-dependent density functional theory, or RTTDDFT, a powerful method used to investigate the time-dependent response of a system to an external perturbation. Unlike the linear response TDDFT, which calculates the response of a system to a small perturbation around the equilibrium, RTTDDFT allows for the study of non-equilibrium dynamics, including strong field and nonlinear responses. Note that the RTT-DFT approach allows one to calculate the nonlinear optical response, as well as the linear response, of a system. Also, it's worth mentioning that RTT-DFT calculations can be quite computationally demanding, especially for large systems and long simulation times, and require the use of sophisticated DFT software packages. Furthermore, we can consider also many-body perturbation theory, or MBPT, a powerful approach for treating electron-electron correlations, which are often inadequately treated in standard DFT calculations. While DFT is based on the ground state electron density, MBPT considers the interactions between individual particles in the system. One key benefit is that it can account for electronic excitations, which are crucial when considering optical properties. While MBPT can be used on its own, it is often used in conjunction with DFT, where DFT is used to calculate the ground state and MBPT is used to calculate the excited states. It should be noted that MBPT calculations are typically more computationally demanding than DFT calculations, due to the need to treat the electron-electron interactions explicitly. Therefore, they are usually only feasible for relatively small systems. However, they often provide a more accurate description of the optical properties of materials, particularly for systems where electron-electron correlations are important. These methods have been implemented in several software packages for performing DFT calculations, such as Quantum Espresso, VASP, and Abinet. They are used extensively in materials science, nanotechnology, and related fields to predict and design the optical properties of new materials. We invite the audience to please inspect the websites of each respective DFT code, as well as their associated documentation and tutorials, to find out more detailed information on how the various optical properties calculation workflows are implemented in each case. Let us now review some of the industrial and scientific applications that depend on the optical properties of materials. Optical properties of materials are vital in a variety of applications, some of which include the following domains. 1. Photonics and optoelectronics. These fields exploit the interaction of light with materials. The optical properties of semiconductors, metals, and dielectrics form the basis for devices like lasers, LEDs, photodetectors, and solar cells. Optical fibers, the backbone of modern telecommunication, rely on the properties of glass or plastic to transmit information over long distances. 2. Spectroscopy. Techniques like absorption, emission, or Raman spectroscopy depend heavily on the way specific materials interact with light. These methods can provide detailed information about a material's composition, structure, and other physical properties. 3. Photovoltaics. Solar cells work by absorbing photons and generating charge carriers, usually electrons and holes. The efficiency of these devices is significantly influenced by the absorption spectrum of the material used, requiring thorough understanding and control of optical properties. 4. Medical imaging. Many medical imaging technologies, like optical coherence tomography, OCTOBA, utilize the optical properties of tissues for non-invasive diagnosis. 5. Materials science. Characterizing the optical properties of materials can provide insights into their physical and chemical properties. For example, the bandgap of a semiconductor can be determined from its absorption spectrum. 6. Optical sensors. Many sensors, such as those used for chemical detection or environmental monitoring, rely on the interaction of light with specific materials to detect changes in their environment. 7. Holography. The creation and viewing of holograms requires the use of materials with specific optical properties, like photosensitive emulsions or certain photopolymers. 8. Lithography. In semiconductor manufacturing, photolithography is used to print complex patterns onto wafers. This process involves the use of photosensitive materials and depends on their ability to absorb certain wavelengths of light and undergo chemical changes. 9. Metamaterials. These are materials engineered to have properties not found in nature, often including unique optical properties. For example, negative refractive index materials can bend light in unusual ways and have potential applications in lenses, radar technology, and cloaking devices. 10. Bioimaging and biophotonics. Various microscopy techniques such as confocal, two-photon, and fluorescence microscopy are dependent on the optical properties of materials. Quantum dots, fluorescent proteins, and other luminescent materials are used as probes for these techniques. 11. Therapeutics. Photodynamic therapy in cancer treatment involves using a photosensitizer drug that accumulates in cancer cells. When exposed to specific wavelengths of light, the drug reacts to produce toxic molecules that can kill the cancer cells, thereby relying heavily on the optical properties of the photosensitizer. 12. Optical coatings. These are applied to surfaces to change their reflective, transmissive, and absorptive properties. They are commonly used in lenses and mirrors to reduce reflection or increase transmission, in solar panels to increase light absorption, and in thermal control for spacecraft. These examples illustrate the wide range of applications that rely on the optical properties of materials, and the list is continuously growing with ongoing research and technological development. This brings us to the conclusion of our presentation. Many thanks for your attention, and we recommend once more to please give a try to our Materials Square online platform for executing atomistic materials and chemical computations directly on the cloud, by visiting its website at www.materialsquare.com. Please do not hesitate to contact us by email, as shown here on this slide, in case you would like to obtain further information on the various R&D services and solutions that we provide at Virtual Lab. Many thanks again for your interest and your consideration.